I'm DarkHero, and this is my story, Skin Crawl.
I strive to keep my complexion clear and perfect. In high school, I went through the horrible phase of having my face full of pimples and acne scars. I was constantly bullied for having a disgusting, messed up face, and I begged my parents every day to let me have plastic surgery, and after enough persuading, it happened. I came out with a beautiful, clean face, and when I got back to class for my senior year, everything changed. I became popular. I was pretty, and all the boys wanted me. Beauty is power, and since then, I've used anything and everything to assure that I would always have the perfect face. Things went well because of all my hard work. I made it through high school, got into college, moved to a city, and landed a very comfortable job at an office. Everything was going well until I looked in the mirror to find my face had not just 1 or 2 pimples, but both my cheeks were fully broken out. Pus-filled bulges were scattered across my once beautiful face. I slowly pressed a fingertip to a pimple, and with a bit of pressure, it burst, releasing a clear yellow fluid. I imagined my face bubbling up with these disgusting little boils, each of them popping, one by one. I ran to my phone and immediately looked up specialists that could rid me of these things. My phone began to ring. It was someone from work, but I ignored the call. Of course, as soon as my face turns to shit, everything in my life would go with it. Eventually, I found a dermatologist. His webpage had a picture of him with beautiful porcelain skin, and he assured that his patients would see instantaneous results. I called his number and a man answered.
Hello? This is Dr. Andrews.
I told him about my face and how this shit just popped up out of nowhere. He said he'd take a look and for me to video call. I did as instructed. My phone screen was the face of a beautiful young doctor. His eyes opened wide and he exclaimed,
There's no way. Is this Crystal Bauer from Solomon High?
I was taken back. I had moved across the country from my hometown, so I didn't think I'd see a classmate. Yeah, this is me. Do I know you? I responded awkwardly. He flashed a pearly white smile.
Yeah, we graduated together actually.
He paused for a moment.
I guess you wouldn't remember a loser like me.
I laughed awkwardly. To be honest, I pushed most of high school out of my mind. Everything before the plastic surgery.
Tell you what, I just had a cancellation. Why don't you swing by my office now, and I'll get you sorted out.
I jumped at his offer and went there as soon as I could. It was a few miles away from my apartment, and I found myself at a small brick building. I stepped inside and was greeted with a pretty standard waiting room. Dr. Andrews was sitting on a couch, flipping through his phone, when he noticed me and quickly got to his feet and greeted me with a warm smile. I looked around. Not busy, eh? He chuckled a bit. Oh, just like high school, I'm barely noticeable. He placed a hand on my lower back and led me through a door that led to an examination room. I sat down in a chair and he adjusted it so I could lay back a bit. He washed his hands and put on some gloves. And then he proceeded to examine my face. He put some pressure on one of my cheeks and I could feel multiple pustules burst. A warm ooze began to run down my face and he let out a surprised whistle. Wow, he said under his breath. This is pretty serious. Tears began to pour out of my eyes. But before I could say anything, he said, But there's no issue. I got just the treatment for you. He stepped away for a moment and returned with a matte white container. This is something that I've been working on. It's an all-natural concoction I've created that will completely permeate your skin and burn any impurities on the surface without using any harsh chemicals. I don't care what it was. As long as it fixed my face. I laid back and closed my eyes, and he began to rub what felt like fine powder all over my face. During the application, I felt the pimples on my face pop, and the powder began to burn a little.
Now, you'll feel a bit of discomfort, but that's normal.
He whispered. My face began to tingle, as if each pore was being stimulated with ice-cold needles. I winced a bit, and he clicked his tongue.
Come on, beauty queen. You can take a little pain, right? Remember you had all that surgery when we were younger?
He sounded a bit irritated, so I tried to keep quiet. After a few more minutes, he told me he was done, and I opened my eyes.
Perfect. Just perfect,
He told me.
Now we'll just have to wait a moment, but I need to do something really quick.
Dr. Andrews knelt at my feet, and I felt a pressure wrap around my legs. I jerked a bit and realized I couldn't move my feet. He proceeded to go to each arm of the chair and restrain my wrists with leather straps.
What's going on?
I said with panic building inside me. He continued to smile and ruffled my hair.
You really don't remember me, huh?
He sat in a stool in front of me as I struggled in my restraints.
You ugly bitch. You fucking ruined my life in high school.
His handsome face twisted into that of pure hatred.
You used to be so damn pretty before the surgery. So nice. But the minute you transformed, you treated everyone around you like shit.
I wish I knew what he was talking about, but I honestly had no idea. It was so long ago to me. He laughed maniacally.
You really don't remember? Was I that insignificant?
I started to cry, and the tears fell down my cheeks. The skin on my face began to writhe. He held up a mirror to my face, and I saw something truly horrifying. My skin was crawling, and it looked as if each pore, something was trying to come out. I screamed, and when I opened my mouth to let out a terrified wail, my skin stretched, and the small black threads emerged from every centimeter of my face.
Have you heard of that old myth where spiders can lay eggs inside of human skin? Well, trial and error.
He started to laugh again, and I felt helpless as my skin tore open, and out from where those black threads appeared, dozens, hundreds, thousands of small spiders erupted from my face. They began to crawl down my face, their tiny legs moving down my body, and their fangs sinking into my eyes. I began to drown as they started to go into my mouth, making my body into their new home. Choke, convulse, and every inch of my beautiful skin began to become a corpse. The only thing I could hear was the chittering of spider legs when they crawled into my ears.